Welcome back to the On Game Show. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a minute since we have really
been together. Now y'all won't notice because the videos still come out on a schedule.
Are we still on our shit? We
have missed. How long have we missed?
2 weeks. It has been 2 weeks.
It has been 2 weeks.
Because we missed a Sunday and we missed a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So it has been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That means we are depleted.
Which means I have to do a lot of extra work. Shit.
Too.
Anyways,
So,
but it's good to be back, man. It's good to have y'all here. So
thanks for joining us. I mean, we got some pretty diehard people out there. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
If you've been listening to us while you working that cooker,
you know what I'm saying, doing whatever you do.
I know what you be doing. I know all those bartenders out there. Yeah,
put us on, man.
Yeah.
Put us on
For sure, man. Y'all did. Last time I went by, man, we got a lot of love and
a
lot of love. So thank you for that. I greatly appreciate it. Just you watching and listening, and being here, it supports the channel, and we're trying to make it as fun as possible for you guys, man.
Yeah, we have fun regardless.
We have fun. Again, we've said it from the beginning, man. We're not really giving a fuck. It's about us.
No, we did just have an hour conversation before this. We're not gonna go into what it was, but we have fun. We sat here and talked off camera for a whole hour or so.
A little warm up.
You know what I'm saying?
We're going to get into the juicy stuff next. So
if we don't have shit to talk about, you know why.
So we were having a pretty good conversation. Can you lead us into...
Yeah, so we're going to kind of just pick up where I kind of left off on our off-camera conversation. So I was talking about my relationship and I'm sure there's a lot of you guys out there that can relate to this as well. With your girl, like, asking you, like, do you love me? Have you ever experienced that at all with a girl before?
Yeah, for sure.
And has it ever been, like, not exactly constant, but just kind of like an every now and then thing? It's like, do you love me? Like, they need that reassurance. I know females need reassurance really bad. They really need it.
So I did answer that my current girl does not do that. But she does it with memes. She'll do it.
You don't love me memes.
Well, it would be like, would you love me if I was a worm or a frog or something stupid like that? But also,
she's probably doing that in a joking manner.
Totally a meme. It was a meme in its own right. So, but the thing that she does get upset about genuinely, it's when I don't go on TikTok. I just don't let it.
Not your thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go on Instagram, but not TikTok. And she'll
have the same thing.
She'll send me TikToks, and I won't open them, and it drives her crazy.
You don't care about them.
And she'll say that. Yeah, she'll be like, "You don't give a fuck about me."
You don't even care about
me. Yeah, and I do that because I send Michaela reels and stuff, and then she doesn't open them, and I see that I've been left on scene or left on sent for a week, and I'm like, "Baby, you gonna watch the 7 reels that I sent you? The 6th one was really good, and I need you to really see that one."
Like, I feel like nowadays, sending memes is a new love language.
Oh, absolutely, for sure.
Yeah. Like,
even with your friends too. I send my friends specific memes whenever I think about them because I've seen something.
If I see a meme and I send it to you, that means I thought about you.
You know what I mean? And that's the same with my girl. The things that I send to her, that means I thought about you when I saw this. So I'm thinking about you even when we're away.
It's very funny you said that. So I was explaining that our anniversary is tomorrow, and I'm working on this gift, and obviously she'll see it 3 weeks from now. She doesn't watch this.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, you're good. So
the one time she watches.
The one time she watches it, yeah.
At least she already got it.
There's a few videos out there where I'm like, God, I hope this person does never see this. But anyway, no.
There's some videos out there I'm like, I wish I didn't talk.
Yeah.
I wish I just shut the fuck up, bro.
Yeah.
For sure. So I made her this box, and it's stained with the wood stain that we used inside our kitchen, right? So it's like kind of the same stain and everything, and it's got a photo of us, but inside it is a deck of cards, and it's 52 reasons why I love you.
Oh.
And it's like,
that's beautiful.
Don't show me up, asshole.
No, so
I gotta get my bag on creativity.
Inside it too. So inside the box, there's 36 cards, and it was the highlight my personal favorite moments from every month that we've been together.
Wow.
So 36 months, And
how the fuck do you do that? You must take a lot of pictures, bud.
yeah,
To remember, because I don't remember.
yeah.
Okay.
I have like I have a app on my phone called Day One, and I write in it every day. So I just go back and look at what I wrote and shit like that. And then it's pretty cool.
Him and these apps, bro.
Dude.
Him and these fucking apps.
But what's cool is that specific app will AI summarize what you wrote down like for that month. So you can be like, what happened February, all this, and you're like, oh, you went here, you're here. And then you upload pictures and it'll show you kind of like anyway, it's
so it's
cool.
like ChatGPT for your relationship.
Well, it's just a journal kind of thing for me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll go back and I'll be like, damn, I was in a bad place at that point, you know? Like,
Yeah.
But no, so I've done that. Like, just kind of went back and looked, and you know, I was like, yeah, that was my favorite moment of that month. And you know, some months it's kind of hard because it's like we were just cruising through, we didn't do anything crazy, but
living regular lives, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, exactly.
The shit that people don't talk about, but
no, so I did that.
we're cooked. Anyways, keep going.
But I'm doing that because of the previous off-air. I was talking about how I'm not very, I'm not like a romantic.
Not as much as
Kinda.
you used to be, from what you said.
Yes, yeah. I used to be super romantic back when I was like in high school and a little bit out of college, or a little bit in college. But I previous relationships, I think just.
Kind of ruined that for you.
Yeah, like I just literally don't want to do it, and it's not because I don't love her or anything. It's just like I lost it. I don't know.
But it's also, there's a lot that plays into that, bro, and that's leading back to the whole like my girlfriend is kind of consistently lately like every you know she'll be like, hey, do you love me? Do you like? And she needs to hear me say it. It's we get caught up in the day to day. You know, I just seen somebody's reel the other day of a guy who's like, he's sitting on the couch cracking a beer, and it says after a 12-hour work day, and then his girlfriend's like, "Do you love me?" And he looks at her like, "You fuck." You have no idea. I just finished a 12-hour shift. I sit on the couch. I just want to enjoy my beer, boom, but she wants reassurance. But it's because we get caught up in the day-to-day. That's really what it is. And especially the more that you're with somebody, it does become more of a task because as you get comfortable and used to somebody, you have to, you almost have to not force yourself, but in a way, you have to get yourself to be like, I need to do something to, like what you're doing for Lizzie, I need to do something to show her I took creativity. I took time to do this. Because one of my biggest things I always told my kids, like, girl, I come home, I cook for you. You know, I rub on your feet, whatever. When we make love, we do all these things. And, you know, we watch TV together. And she's like, yeah, but it's like the intention or something. It's like she just wants. We had a little bit, not really an argument, but just a little thing the other day where it was like, I was cooking for us and stuff, and I didn't call it a date, but she was like, so is it a date night or whatever? Boom, boom. And I was like, yeah, sure, it's a date night. She's like, see, I just want you to do that. Like, just tell me, hey, it's just us tonight. We're, you know, kind of present it as
a date.
It's me and you, and it's a date. Because a lot of times I'm just like, I cooked for you, boom, boom. And she's like, okay, you know, that's the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like, realistically, that kind of is.
I
It's
have
like,
to eat.
but, and she made a good point. I'm enjoying it as well. What I'm doing is also benefiting me.
Right.
So it could be seen as it's not, baby, this is for you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a lot of what they want. But I think I could definitely do better.
That's what Lizzie said to me too, because like we'll go out all the time, try out new restaurants, all this stuff, and it only counts if I say it's a date.
Yeah.
It only counts.
You
if I
have to
say
tag
it's a
it.
date.
You have to tag it.
Yeah. See,
Like-
that's crazy. But I've experienced the same thing in relationships where, like, if you don't say, babe, you want to have a date night tonight? Or if you say, hey, babe, let's go get something to eat. Two different things. Two completely different things.
Yeah. It's a, sorry, I'm folding. I'm not doing that. No, you got that one.
No, yeah, 100%. I mean, a big thing is Lizzie was like, I want once a month. That's all I need. Once a month, bring home flowers. And
Kayla loves flowers.
And I was like, okay, cool. And then there was like the kind of touches were like I had it. This is bad as it is, but I it's not that I forget. I just have so much going on.
Yeah.
That, like I set a reminder in my phone, buy Lizzie flowers. You know what I mean? And so when I go out to it, it's the little touches that makes them like they can ask you to do that, but now buying flowers just for them is not going to be enough. You got to, what I do is I go to the bakery. Like if you go buy it at Walmart or some other place, right? I go to the bakery side of it and I ask for the wrapping paper, the brown manila wrapping paper, and I take it out of the plastic, trim the things, and then wrap it like it came, like a bouquet, kind of like what it came from, like a smaller shop or whatever. Not it wrapped in plastic with the fucking
You're a fucking
flower
genius.
food.
You know that?
But they get that, bro, and that's like a huge
Yeah,
thing, you know
because
what I mean?
it's we just think so simple sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We really do.
Person.
Even with our arguments. Like Michaela gets mad 'cause she's like, you're always just like what's the problem? What's the solution? You know, sometimes she wants to banter and I'm just like,
sometimes- yeah.
what's the problem? What's the solution?
Mhm.
And it's not that simple. I'm like, let's make it that simple. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think I told you this, the huge thing, bro, and I do this not just with Lizzie, but with my mom, my sister, all that. Or I at least try to if I remember to do it, because we get swept up into what they're telling us and stuff. But I'll ask her, I'll be like, are you looking for a solution or are you looking for me to listen?
Mhm.
I was like,
Okay.
which one do you want?
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll be like, I need you to listen. And you're like, cool. I'm not going to give you any 2 cents, any kind of advice.
that
I'm not gonna
shit's so
tell you how
hard
to
for me,
change
bro.
it.
It's so hard for me because
Yeah.
as soon as she starts talking, I'm like, but, you know, and she's like, shut up. You know,
Yeah.
I just need you to listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
It's me and you.
Yeah.
That last card.
Oh, I'm so glad I got out of there. So glad I got out of
That's
there.
insane.
Mm-mm-mm.
What you got over there? You got a little 4 and a, you got a
Little
4 and a
something,
5 in the
little
pocket?
something,
I
baby.
got like an 8 and a 10.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Pay
You
to
might-
see it, baby. If you're really curious.
Mm,
I'm curious.
Is that 3 or 4?
Oh, you did 4. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
My apologies.
I need my money.
and we got 2
Oh,
matches.
you got 2 pairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 and 3s.
Yeah.
I was looking for your 8.
You were
Yeah,
chasing.
no, 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 no.
You were chasing.
Yeah, I
You were
was.
chasing.
Yeah, but I mean, man, it's really like, I say it a lot, and girls will admit to it. Girls are complicated for sure.
Mhm.
But the thing is obviously they can't be too complicated if we all say the same shit that our girls do.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? Like,
Fair
we
enough.
all have a similar experience of like, oh yeah, they want us to do this, but we ain't built like that. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, it's just, we're two different
different
creatures.
beings.
Yeah,
Yeah. And we see
100%.
things differently. We need different things. Like for men, it's we need a lot less. I think at least most of us, we need a lot less. I don't need as much, I feel like, but I think they do need more, which I don't think is really necessarily a bad thing.
No, definitely not a bad thing.
It's just
I think their emotions show in different ways. Like Lizzie for me is really, really good at calming me down, because I'll just get so pissed off or like something like that, and she handles it so well, and you know, really brings me down. You know, again, looks for the solution. You know, not all this stuff, right? Whereas for her, like, it will show in different ways. If she's frustrated, she shuts down.
Mhm.
She like gets quiet, and I'm like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I'll get annoying about it because I'll ask her like, what's wrong so much? You know what I mean? And because I want to be able to help, because I'll not even help, but like just know what's going on. You know, like, are you mad at me or are you mad at something else? You know, and then she just does not want to talk about it. And I feel like that's maybe not easier to deal with. Like for women, it's almost easier to deal with a tantrum that we throw, like anger or whatever.
Mhm.
But you know, rather than just being completely shut out and we don't know what
I will say,
how to help.
Michaela, I noticed yesterday how much better she's gotten at. So my dad has really bad irritation issues. Not really like anger issues. He gets irritated so easy. And I'm the same way. Get it? Apple doesn't fall far from the tree, right? And I noticed it a lot of times where I'm getting mad at. Yesterday, I was making us breakfast on the Blackstone for dinner. We were doing a breakfast for dinner thing. First time cooking breakfast on the Blackstone. I got pancake batter and shit. I ain't never done pancakes on that bitch. I'm like, ooh. So, first off, I don't have much space to put my stuff at. You know, I start putting the food on there and it's cooking super fast and I have it on medium and I'm like, fuck. Like, now I'm getting frustrated because I have no table space to set shit. And I remember I was holding the bowl and I kind of yelled at her. I was like, because I was holding it out to her as I'm like doing something and she was kind of looking at me. And in my mind, I'm like, you see me holding the bowl. So I get irritated. I'm like, can you just grab the bowl, please? And I expected, who the fuck, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Michaela she'll put me in my place. I don't want to lie. She will. She didn't say anything. She grabbed the bowl. She didn't, because I think she's starting to notice. And I'm not saying I'm going to try to just do that and train her to, I'm saying I need to get better, but I noticed how well she dealt with it. I noticed how she was just like, she seen what was going on. She seen why I was getting irritated and was just like, okay. She didn't like the way I talked to her. You know, in fact, I need to go home and apologize to her after this because I never did apologize, but we'll get to that. I'll do it, chat, whenever I get home. Okay.
Clip that.
But yeah, bro, she did really, really good at chilling me out. I don't know about you guys. I think you guys are a little more level-headed than me.
Nice. Good conversation. It's not your turn.
It's not.
I'll check it.
Check.
I'll raise too.
Okay.
Damn it. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Fuck. I wish you guys could see the table. We should have probably. I wish we had it.
Let me check.
But it's all right. I'll check. I'll check too.
I'm so glad I folded.
What you got? It's on you. Real quick. We're getting back to the conversation. Real quick, guys. What are we? Oh, we're showing. We're checking.
There's one more bet, right?
There's one more bet. You good?
I'll check.
Give me two more.
Oh.
Shake my hand. Shake my hand. Shake my hand, motherfucker. God damn it.
Guys, just so you know what happened, he had pocket tens and thought he was big dick in town. And he had pocket queens. Oh, man.
Okay, like 2 of them.
And he slow played you beautifully.
Oh.
Beautifully. That was
check.
that was tags.
That was nice. You got me on, dude. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. I'm not gonna hype you up too much, but
That was, yeah. Wow.
neither one of us had anything on the table either. So yeah, that was just
No,
just the
that's
pockets won it.
Well, I mean, so do you think let me ask you this. Do you think that a woman who has a temper is more attractive or less attractive?
Less attractive.
Yeah, less attractive.
I think less attractive as well.
Okay.
Let's elaborate a little bit. Why do you think that?
You can go first. While you do that, I'll check the other.
I don't know, man. I just don't enjoy arguments. I don't enjoy
Neither do I.
the conflict. Like, honestly, if I'm with a girl and like we're starting to argue like too much, I'm like, hey, look, we can chop it up because clearly whatever I'm doing or whatever you're doing,
It ain't
we're
working.
both doing it ain't working.
I'll say real quick too. You're one of the most relaxed guys I've ever met in my life.
Facts.
In my entire life. So I can already see how that would just be like. I feel like you'd be the shutdown guy.
Yeah.
I feel like in a relationship, Sly, honestly, you would find a girl who has more of that temper, and you're just like,
I do too. I think I could definitely. It would be hard to find a girl that
is as
Is
chill
as
as you.
calm.
as,
Yeah,
as chill as you. man.
Absolutely.
Trust me.
No, look, I'll say Michaela can have a temper. She can, by all means, have a temper. We've gotten into some fights that turn into yelling matches. We do our best to move on from that and all that. I'm being vulnerable right now, so don't judge my relationship, please. But it definitely gets kind of, it's like, I don't like the temper. I don't like because it's, the woman is our peace, bro. That's really what I feel. Is like a woman brings you peace, and I love chilling at the house in peace and comfort with my lady there. Like,
Yeah.
you know, when everything's fine, everything's fine. You know, we're both here and comfortable. Whenever, you know, if she starts kind of getting ticked off and speaking, no, it kind of is like to me. But it's hard for me to say anything. Ooh. It's hard for me to say.
Toes.
It's hard for me to say anything because I have the worst temper out of both of us, for sure, by a long shot. But yeah, just like the other, and we actually have more in common that I find every day. Like just the other day, we were cooking for my parents. So my parents came over, and I was like, "Let's make burgers. You make the sides and stuff." So my parents come over, and I'm making the burgers, she's making the sides, and like my parents were kind of offering like to help her and stuff. But she's kind of like me. It's like, get out of my way. You know what I'm saying? Get out of my way and stuff. And I was kind of trying to, you know, tell her like, hey, my parents are cool. Look, they do this shit. Like we used to do get-togethers, and like they will help you. You know, you need them chopped onions real quick. Get them. You know, it's just like that. Whatever. Boom. But she's kind of like me, where it's like, no, because then she gets frustrated and she gets that kind of temper where it's like, no, you're gonna frustrate me, and then you're gonna start to piss her off if you push too much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm glad I got out of there. But yeah, I would say it's more so of a turn off to me. Where would that even be a turn on though? Where would it be positive? I feel like that would always kind of be like, some guys do like a girl who kind of puts their foot down. You know, just like there's some people who say like she wears the pants in the relationship.
Yeah. I know several people, by example, who have been married for a long time that is actually a positive thing for them. Their fights are pretty brutal, but you know they say that they, you know, they love just as hard as they fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
okay.
There's a thing that I was asking mainly because like I will say something that I'll say something that I mean that's really mean. You know what I mean? That if someone snaps back at me like that, because I will just, you know, I gotta let 90 seconds go by.
Do you feel like it raises you up? Like if you say something, then she responds like in a more like.
I'm not gonna get in a shouting match with anybody. Like I just won't.
You're good at walking away from it?
I will walk away from it, but not after I destroy you. Like I'm gonna say some shit that's really bad, and you know, but it's me and Lizzie have never had a shouting match. We've never one time.
I've never heard Lizzie yell in my life.
I don't think I have either.
Yeah.
Like,
hey guys, let's take a shot. That's the most I've heard.
I've heard her
That's the most I've heard,
but never yell.
Yeah. She doesn't. She won't let her temper raise like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But she'll get mad, right? Like she'll get mad, but it's not like a fiery temper. It's like a.
Not to bring culture or anything into it. That's Latina women are kind of known for being crazy.
And her mom, dude.
You said she's crazy, right?
Her mom will get on your ass and yell at you, right? So. Sorry, because I got to win real quick.
What is that?
8.
Oof. Does Sly have it again? Does Sly have it again?
It's a split, no matter what.
Yeah, it's a split.
Wait.
there's no high card on the flush because that's the biggest that's out there. If it was a straight flush or something like that, he would have it.
He doesn't have a flush.
No.
Yeah, I do.
You don't have a 6. You have a
No,
2,
no,
3,
that's
4.
a straight.
Oh,
he
you're talking about the
he would
suits.
have a
I'm
straight
sorry.
flush.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he
if it was
doesn't.
like a 6 over here, I would have.
Yeah,
but
like
Oh.
my pair doesn't mean anything. High card doesn't mean anything. It's the same flush.
yeah.
So, but does he win? Because all you have is the matching 7s, right? Or do you have a?
I've got a flush.
You've got a flush.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
a split pot.
Yeah.
So I'll take my 8 back.
Right.
that's his
I'll
8.
give you
I'll
that.
take that 8 back. It's fine.
That'll be that 2. Yeah.
Yeah, we just
So-
won
Okay.
one. That's fine.
Fuck you guys, damn it!
Yeah. Good game, bud. That was a good play.
That's crazy though, bro. That's crazy to think that y'all have never gotten into a shouting match, dude.
We haven't, man.
Like, I don't know why that's so unbelievable for me.
Well-
because dude, shout
get a lot of
out my
shouting.
baby, but boy, and I might cut this out. I'm sorry, I might cut this out because I don't know if this is saying too much. You guys tell me if this is too much, but like she grew up mainly like her mom was like she didn't really have a dad, so it was like her mom. So I have an hypothesis of like that being kind of why she stands up a little bit more, you know, with a little bit more dominance. She's really good at being in her femininity. I give her that, but she definitely can stand in dominance at the same time too. And I feel like that's a little bit of where that derives from. That's just a hypothesis though. I have no proof to that, but I would put 2 and 2 together and say that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's wrong to say or not. That's just how
I
I
don't
feel.
think that's wrong. No,
No,
it's,
no,
it's,
that's
I mean, it makes sense. You know, is that the reason we don't know?
Right.
You know, of
And I
course,
can't confirm that. So I
But,
can't
yeah.
fault her on that. And I've definitely said that in a fight before. And that was
Oh, that went over well, huh?
oh, did it? I'm trying to really think back on that. No, in fact, when I said it, she was like, excuse me? And I was like, I knew it. But I was kind of just speaking how I felt. You know what I'm saying? I was just speaking my hypothesis. And I think she would agree to it, though. I think we've talked about it, and she's kind of agreed to it. But again, I can't. She's really good at being in her femininity at the same time. So she's not like an overly masculine woman. You know what I'm saying?
No, that
and-
sounds like a good balance to have, though. You know,
And people take in, yeah. And in fact, it, like I said, straightens me out sometimes.
Right.
Because sometimes I feel like,
well, especially if you have a temper, being with somebody who has a temper that's now that can obviously go bad if you both elevate each other to this point that's, you know,
you start saying really hateful stuff.
or laying hands on each other, or
Yeah.
you know, God forbid, or something like that, you
Yeah.
know. But if she puts you in your place, you know, or vice versa, and you guys respond well to that, that can be a super positive
Admitting when you're
healthy
wrong and
thing.
everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's a big thing. And that's a big thing I've had to work on. I don't think I've ever, I will say a lot of women that I was with before her, it was more like what I said went. And that was how I wanted it. And that's how I thought I wanted it.
Yeah.
But honestly, with how many times she's pointed out, because I'll be focused on what she did, but I don't focus on what I did. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be like, oh, because she'll point it out, and I'll be like, now that you point that out, that was what was going on. I did that, which also escalated the situation, you know, to whatever situation it was. And it makes me sit back and analyze myself and realize that sometimes I cause this shit. It's not always just her, you know,
Yeah.
because sometimes we all like to be right. We all want to be right. Nobody wants to be wrong, but I'm wrong just as much as she's wrong. Like we're, you know,
That's growth, man. That's really good. That's super positive that you see that.
yeah, well, I don't handle it the best every time, but you know, sometimes just like you said, when you got to walk away, sometimes like it'll start to get to that point. And I'll walk away and then I'll be like, all right, you know what? You made a good point. I made a good point. That's always how we finish our arguments, though. Is always
That's one thing,
admitting to our
man.
faults.
And I've said that before. Lizzie is straight. If she genuinely sees that she was wrong, she's straight to apologetic. Like she'll be like, "That was dumb for me to say that." You
Does
know?
she have to cool down or no? Because
It depends. Like I told you the worst fight that we ever had. That
Yeah.
we were the closest to a yelling match was she just left.
Mm-hmm.
She just left, turned off her location. Like that's what she did. Yeah, yeah.
We had that the other night.
Yeah. She just left. And that was But when
At 3 a.m. too, bro.
when
3
she
a.m.
came back, I was infuriated, right?
Because
But
she left and turned off her location?
Yes, but she had time to cool down and come back and apologize. And because I wanted to say my piece, even if she knew that she messed up and knew why, I still wanted to be the one to tell her. You know what I mean? And sometimes you just got to get that. But that was the worst fight that we ever had. And I was like, how does that look? What are the optics on that where you're just going to disappear as soon as there's something that wasn't even my fault? It was caused by literally I had to go visit my grandmother and I missed our date because I had to work and then go visit my grandmother.
So yeah.
And she thought that I forgot the date, so she just left and did not come back that night. So when she came back, I was hot. And she was like, had time to process and cool down. So she was like totally stoic while I was like, do you understand? Like, that's about as loud as I get. As I'll be like, do you understand how bad that looks? I'm like, and the fact that you can't be grown up enough to have a conversation, to see my side of the story. I was like, you just have to leave. I'm like, do you know how immature that is? And she was like, I do actually. Yeah, I understand. Like I shouldn't have done that, all this stuff. And that was it. After that, I was like, because like now I need time to cool down.
That was so crazy you said, because bro, we recently had a fight the other night and she ended up leaving and turning her location off. And I got pissed. I got probably just furious. I was up there, boy. My blood was boiling because I'm like, we don't turn off our location. We don't but when we cooled down and kind of thought about it, I got it. She was just getting away. She didn't want me to
follow her,
drag it out, and come follow her to wherever she's trying to go relax at, and come to find out, she told me exactly where she went. She was like, I went there to cool my head off and stuff like that. She was there in the house the next morning. I went to bed without her there, but so I'm sitting there thinking the worst because, I have bad thoughts sometimes. And I'm sitting there thinking the worst, but whole time I was really overreacting. She needed her time to get away. I still kind of told her I don't think that's right, though. I don't like us turning off a location really ever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I kind of came around to it. And we were both chill that next day. We both apologized to each other and we both moved on,
Yeah.
But that's also another thing. There's sometimes we kind of get into those things that we don't really ever readdress it.
You need to.
We do need to.
You need to. If there's anything that you're going, I had a friend who was a therapist for a while, and they would say that they weren't specifically like a couples therapist, but they gave me advice and stuff, and they're like, dude, you cannot go to bed angry with that person. You cannot let time pass before you address it. Cool down is different, but letting time pass, like several, because the thing is, you both are harboring it. And
it's still there.
Yeah.
It's never been fully addressed.
It's still there. And that's where the I think I told you one of the most vital things is like, and I'm not an expert. I'm still figuring relationship shit out, daily. But doing like a monthly check-in, bro, and being brutally honest in that check-in. And, hey, I see a concern in this. I don't like how we handled this fight. Can we talk about it? You know what I mean? And especially that little bit of distance is going to maybe bring up the feelings where it reignites the fight. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you had time, if you fought it out already, and then you're like, okay, we're not going to go to bed until we figure this out.
Yeah.
This is how I feel about it, all this stuff. It's not going to reignite it. It's going to, it may, but like, it's not going to be as bad as if it may completely start a new fight.
Yeah.
Bringing it up later on. You know what I mean?
I would say looking from the like outside in, me not being in a relationship, but doing the monthly checkup, like I think that's a beautiful idea. When you do the monthly checkup, don't come into it with like I remember this, like how do I put it?
I remember this thing
like
that you did, or
yeah, like in a vindictive way where it's like,
yeah.
I'm bringing this up in the month of the checkup, you know?
Yeah, because that's what ends up happening when you put it off, is then it kind of becomes ammunition for as soon as they slip up again, it's like,
You know what might be a good thing though? Like maybe bring it to them like, hey, tomorrow on the monthly check-in, I just want you to get I don't want to address it like I'm not trying to ambush you. Like I don't want to drop this on you and not give you time to think about it because I've been thinking about it. I'm gonna bring this up tomorrow, when we get off of work. Make it a fun thing. Like be like, I want to do dinner, we can watch a show afterwards, but let's just
plan
make
for this talk.
That
gives them time to prepare, and then it's not uneven. Like I've been waiting on this, I'm ready, and I'm gonna blindside.
I feel like that would feel like an attack,
right? Exactly,
like what you said. But yeah. So if you are gonna wait, and it is gonna come up on the monthly thing, just be like, hey, maybe the day before, even a few days before, be like, hey, I want to talk about this. I want to tell you my concerns. I'm not mad. You know what I mean? I just want to bring it up, and I want you to be able to process it the same way that I have processed it. And if you need more time, maybe we can wait and have a whole separate discussion about that, or you know what I mean? Just give her time to be able to compile those thoughts as well.
Yeah.
That way it doesn't feel like damn, really? You're bringing that up? You know what I mean? Like I thought we were past that, or and it also doesn't give them the opportunity to do the whole, I don't want to talk about that. If you purposefully make a effort of like, hey, I need to talk about this. I think it's healthy for us to do that, regardless if it makes us feel a little, and we may disagree, you know what I mean? Like that's okay, but we need to see the root of what is causing that, what happened, you know what I mean? So we don't repeat that.
Yeah.
But I do want to say this. So we were kind of talking about how like I initially brought up like, hey, do you find that attractive, or do you think it could be attractive if a girl has a temper? The reason I brought that up in the first place was because my parents were the complete opposite of what I think could work. And I saw them fight a lot. Yelling matches, throwing stuff, slamming doors, all that, right? I did not live in an abusive home, okay, by any stretch. But they would get mean to each other. And my parents are both immovable objects, right? Unstoppable force with immovable objects. Like,
oh, so they were on the same.
They had the
level.
same kind of shit, bro. And like, they would both yell at each other. One would not back down out of spite, or both of them would not back down out of spite, even if they knew they were wrong. They like, it was, by every measure on paper, as unhealthy as you can get when it comes to the communication style of an argument. You know what I mean? They've been together for over 25 years. Wow. And they've never divorced, never anything. Why it works, I don't know. But like, that was the reason I kind of brought it up, is like, I don't know if my dad finds that attractive. I don't think he does, but like,
maybe it's kind of like my situation where it kind of balances itself out, kind of with the whole, like there's some men who are in relationships with women who don't speak up for themselves, and it's very toxic because the man is kind of like, or the woman submits almost too much.
Yeah.
To where it's just like, you know what, that's what he said, he's right. When it's me, it's my fault.
I don't think I could ever be with somebody who doesn't think for themselves.
And and test me. Test me. It's same with y'all when we talk. It's like if we talk about something, like test me on whatever I'm talking about. I don't want to be just talking to somebody and it's like whatever I say goes.
Right.
That's never gonna work, in friendships or relationships.
And you'll never grow from that.
No.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like I feel like Michaela checking me puts me, like, it makes me.
I think it's exactly what you need. I really do. I think it's exactly.
Boy, do
not because I see any faults, but I don't know your relationships like that. You know what I mean? We're not, I've never dated you, so like, as much as you want to.
It could still happen.
But so I don't see that side of you being, a friend of yours. But so I'm not saying, I don't want you to take offense.
Just talking from the outside of what you would predict.
That might be what you need. You know what I mean? And I'm
confirming that for you right now. That is what I need.
It's I don't think I could be with somebody who's fiery like that, because I'm not they're not going to bring me to that level just because I don't get to that level, and you gotta really kind of push me past for me to get that upset. But I don't think I'd be with a lady that's like that. Kind of have like, that temper, that kind of snap back or whatever like that.
You think it would elevate your relationship? You think it would be like your dad and mother? Or?
No, because I wouldn't yell. So she would snap at me, and then my way of jabbing you is really stabbing you in a pressure point.
Yeah, you've stabbed me a couple times.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Oh,
like
the
that,
right
damn
area.
it. Not like that, damn it.
But,
Don't clip that.
but no, I would stab you and then walk away, and because I've got to cool down, and if you want to go further than that, I'm just gonna be really mean.
Oh yeah. I'm
gonna be really
that morning when she came back, and after the stuff had happened, boy, when I approached her, I had an attitude, bro. You think I was a fucking diva, bro? I had an attitude. Where'd you go last night?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I said it like that, and sometimes it's not what you say; it's how you said it.
It's how you say it. Yeah.
I could just say, babe,
Where'd you go?
let's talk about last night.
Yeah.
Where'd you go? I just want to know. But I come in there. Where'd you go last night? I went to, and she gives me a full blown, like, right on the spot, a good answer, and I'm like, fuck.
Trying to drag it.
Solid.
Yeah, but I realized that
Trying to catch a body.
Yeah, and that's a whole day later, and I'm sitting there like, man, like I look back at myself on that shit. I'm like, man, sometimes I'm the one that's dragging that shit out.
Well,
like,
so I've been doing a lot of like self-reflection lately on kind of some things that I need to improve on too, not just in my relationship, but just overall as a person.
Mm-hmm.
I sent you guys that questionnaire, you know what I mean? And I was like, how, based on in a professional environment and a, personal environment, where do you see in these areas, how would I react? You know what I mean? And it's a pretty cool thing because
I was hoping you would send me that link again, by the way, and then you were like, "Oh, it's okay, buddy," and I was like, "No, send it again."
I sent it to 10 people, and I got like 7 or 8 responses, and I was like, "There's no point in really saying." I'll send it again if you want. But
I wasn't sure if it was like a scam or not. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. I'm glad you did it though. Yeah, thank you.
No,
I didn't do it.
You didn't do it.
No,
you didn't do it.
No, I was like, this. Seems
it didn't tell me who did it or not.
Okay.
I just got 7 responses back.
I was like, this seems like something Rogers would send me.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck.
He's probably got another, because it said something about an app, and I was like, Roger in his
I'm
apps.
all about my apps. Yeah.
So I wanted to do it, but it wasn't letting me. It was taking me to a white screen. It wasn't loading and shit.
Well,
but,
so it was a
it said self-reflection or something like that.
yeah. So it's an
Do it though.
it's an emotional check-in app. So basically, what you do is like it has a full-blown therapist attached to it and all kinds of stuff. And basically, you take these questionnaires and it tells you parts of your life that you like. It gives you this full-on like therapy lesson or therapy test. That's like, all right, what are your areas for improvement? And it highlighted for me, a big one was anxiety. And I'm going through like a 3-month course right now on how to control my anxiety, how to kind of slow down, be in the moment a little bit. And one of them, the sections was like, answer these questions. And I was like, cool. And it was like, what do you think, how do you think other people would respond to these questions just as they met you? And I'm like, it's a good question. So I sent everybody, like 10 people, the survey that I took and answered for myself. And then it tells you how your friends responded versus how you view yourself. And it's pretty enlightening because like I had like some negative things to say about myself. And it was overwhelmingly positive. There was a few things that I was like, that one of them was, in a stressful environment, are you the type to be like, all right, let's lay out the step-by-step on what to do? Or are you more of a procrastinator and like, I'm going to watch cat videos? It actually said that. Like, and it was like, I clicked on the survey that I sent and, it phrased it, would Cam like do this or this? And I had a few people that were like, I said, I was like, I'm a procrastinator because I am. Like, if there's a big, overwhelming project, I do break it down in the steps, but getting me to do it, I'm having trouble with that. And that's a big part of anxiety is, like just taking that first step and do it. I look at it as a whole picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, fuck, that's daunting. And I don't break it down into little things. What's crazy is like the people that I sent it to, they know me pretty well. They said the same thing. They were like, yeah, like everything was super positive, but that was dead on too on the only kind of negative thing that they had to say.
Right.
And I was like, damn. So based on those questions, the app tailors, all right, how do we get over this?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like how do we change that?
It'll kind of show
all
you
this
what
stuff.
really is an issue that you may not have thought was an issue.
Exactly.
Or what are you better at that you need to stop worrying about because
Exactly.
obviously it's
Okay.
not.
And there was some things that I was like, damn, like
I'm worried about this and I shouldn't be.
I shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I really don't even feel that way. That was like negative self-talk that I was, being honest on the questionnaire because I think that, but really my actions portray something completely different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what counts. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, it's a pretty cool thing.
I would have answered that shit. I must not know you that well. I would have answered, yo, Cam's the type, he's gonna.
Well, it was interesting because like again, I don't see who answered. You know what I mean? It just
That's a cool part about it. I
Tells
like
you.
that.
That's cool,
I
yeah.
like that.
yeah. So it'll be like
Because you might be like, oh, fuck, Cam answered that way. Fuck that guy.
right. Well, there might be some bias. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like, I don't know who replied or who didn't. You know what I mean? I do know Lizzie did one of them, and then I know my mom did one of them, and but like I said, I got 7 responses back, so I was like, I don't know who answered what, and it was I think like 4 of the 7 of the people that I'm close to said that like I'm a procrastinator, and it's true. You know what I mean? But I guess I was like, damn. It makes sense because there's been some big elements in my life where it's like, planning the wedding, working with attorneys, where I play it off as like, oh, I just don't have the time because I'm working. But really, to me, it's a new thing that I don't know really what to do. And it's such a large project that I'm like, I get a little, antsy about it. And if I do, I put it off.
Put it off, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm the same way. I'm the
So-
same way.
It's,
Anything big like that. Like, I mean, for instance, the TV show and stuff that, I'm working on, I've been putting that off for, forever. So I get it.
it's apparently tied really big to anxiety. Like if you look at that
Just
as a whole picture.
being anxious about the task? Is that what it
It's so the way that they explained it is yes, that's a part of it. Being anxious about the one going into something you don't know and fucking it up, right? So if it's something that's important, you're more likely to put it off because you're scared. It has a high importance factor, and you're scared that if you go into it and I start it and I mess it up, it's gonna make it worse. So it's almost better. It's almost better for it to be the way it is right now.
You know how many fucking
You know.
albums I went through where I'm so anxious about it and I'm like, oh, dude, but what if the mix isn't all that great? So I just put it off till the last minute and they're like, Cam, I need that album now. I'm about to drop it. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, and then you cram it.
And then, and then it's not my best work. And then I'm
Right.
like, fuck, now I don't even want everybody to see this. I'm like,
and then that develops more anxiety.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, yeah.
So it's
Same way with my bank account too, bro. I'm like, dude, I don't know if y'all do this. I stay away from my bank account sometimes. Like sometimes, and
you don't like looking at it.
I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
doing fine. Everything works out the way it's supposed to every fucking time. I told y'all about this.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm just like,
You know
what's-
bills hit.
what's
and
it
you're
gonna
like,
change though? What's it gonna change? It's almost like I don't want to know whether I have the money or not.
Yeah.
I have an anxiety with that where it's just like, I just want it to be there. I just want the money to be there and I'll be fine. And I don't check my bank account and I'll go 3 or 4 days. And y'all know, randomly sometimes you forget about a subscription
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
something that
Yeah,
you got
for
coming
sure.
up. And then you actually check it and you're like, that's why I need to check it because I didn't know I just had $100 taken out this morning or something like that. But I have a severe anxiety with checking my bank account, bro. Even if it's good. Sometimes I'll check it and I'll be like, wow, I actually have way more money than I thought I did. But still, it's like you said, taking that first step, just fucking do it. Just do it.
So they've been giving me a lot of tools on how to kind of deal with that, and like, and And one of the things to just get
I
started.
checked, by the way, just so we can
Oh.
keep this pushing.
Check.
Keep going though. Don't lose it.
So being like having that toolbox is probably the most important thing of like, all right, because there's different levels.
You need another drink?
And I'm good. I'm
You
driving.
good?
There's different like anxiety types, and one of those is like the I don't want to check it because it will change this, right? Like if I know this, it will change it.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Speak to me, Roger.
Uh,
Speak to me.
So one of the things that it says to do in that case is to first, before you do anything, run through it. Like you can either do it one of two ways. You can either do Band-Aid, just I know I need to
Just
check it,
rip
I'm
it
gonna
off?
check it, and like let that anxiety go through you, but understand where the anxiety is. Like they break down and they're like, what is anxiety? And they're like, it's our monkey brain. Like it's literally cortisol, that the whole reason that we have anxiety and that we get freaked out by it, like get the short breaths, the heartbeat, the sweats, all that stuff. The main reason is because it's actually trying to put oxygen into our legs to run away.
Mhm.
It's trying to give us, it's like we're being attacked by a tiger. Our brain does not know the difference between being hunted and checking our bank account. It does
Wow.
not know the difference,
Okay.
right? So our survival technique that we've dealt with and survived for so long as cavemen is our brain will make our body react to it the same way of my life is in danger,
Mhm.
right? That's where your anxiety attacks come from and everything. So, and that's where shutdown comes in. That's the hide part. So like if I can't run away, like if I can't, flee or fight, I'm going to hide. I shut down. I stay completely thing. So your brain tells yourself to either A, freak out and run away, or B, shut down. That's your two survival techniques. You know what I mean? Or fight. You know what I mean? But that's the same thing as running away.
Yes, yeah.
So they say focus on your breathing, realize what's happening. So the physical part of it, either the shutdown or the I'm nervous type of thing, realize what's happening and that it's a natural thing and don't blame yourself for it, right? But also inside that technique, they said a few things. They were like, one, pick a color. So like just any color that comes to mind, like I want to find yellow, and look around the room while you do breaths and try to find that color while you start the task. So just get to the point to where, like they say, like if to go to the gym and work out, the biggest thing is just showing up,
Just showing up, yeah.
right? So it's kind of the same thing. Pull up what you need to pull up, and don't allow your anxiety to shut it down anymore.
Yeah.
Distract yourself,
To find the overcoming.
understand what's
Yeah.
happening, and then move into it, and just slowly work.
You've
on
got me considering anxiety so much more, bro. I used to think that I really just had like depression, but I think that I really just have like a lot of anxiety, dude. Like anxiety has become more of a talked about subject, I feel like, in the past 10 years, like to the level that it's been talked about. And just you describing this shit makes me kind of realize, like, because I kind of shut it out. People always talk about, like, I got anxiety, and I'm kind of an asshole, right? We know that. And I'm just like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, sure, but
Hey, whatever. Oh, anxiety. Oh, like, where? I don't see it.
Right.
But when I really think about it, I'm like, maybe I have anxiety. Maybe, I think we all do to a certain degree. I think some of us are better at dealing with it than others, but it sounds like it's something that we all deal with.
Yeah, I mean, like
You
you,
know,
said,
just
it's natural.
different levels.
It's a total
Yeah.
natural thing, yeah. And like both sides of it, either the avoidance part of it, the shutdown part of it, a big thing that I don't necessarily have, but is a lot of people get anxiety about having anxiety.
Mhm.
So like they'll
Double-edged sword. Fuck.
like for you and me, and I don't know about yourself, you may, if we don't know that that's a sign or a symptom of anxiety, we just think, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
what,
yeah.
you're just a procrastinator. You're just, we beat ourselves up about it. But what's worse is knowing enough of what it is and then not knowing how to deal with it. Because then what happens is people will be like going out, right? If I say that I want to go to a party, believe it or not, I'm like a social butterfly, but I get big anxiety about going to places and meeting new people. Like,
Do you? I want you to keep going, but I want to ask you that real quick.
Not anymore.
You don't think so?
No. Like I meet enough people on a daily basis.
You feel like you're used to it.
Yeah. Like when I first started bartending, I was like, oh man, like,
Sure.
nervous, New customer sits down at the bar. I'm like, hey, how you guys doing? Y'all doing okay? And I'm like, yo, what's good? How you doing? What can I do for you?
yeah.
Like it's
become repetitious.
yeah.
So meeting people is not the anxiety that I get.
Mhm.
It's called catastrophizing.
Mhm.
So it's thinking that a catastrophe is going to happen. So like
I do that too.
that's
This is juicy, boy.
that's my symptom. So
I do that too, but
I
I'm
do
always
no,
like,
yo.
weird. Like I'm like
I do
looking
that.
around, watching people.
I do that so bad.
so like going to a new place, it's not about like going to your house, right?
Yeah,
Like I had slight anxiety.
you never been there before.
Well, yeah, I was like, well, what if I can't find it? What if, which is dumb. That's not what I was freaking out about. But
I get that because I do that.
what if I don't have a place to park? Well, what if I block in somebody? I'm making these things up, I'm telling these stories in my head that don't even exist yet. Like, there's no reason.
Can I be really vulnerable real quick? Can I be really vulnerable?
I am.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I get sexual anxiety.
Yeah.
I get sexual anxiety that disrupts a little bit in the relationship where, my woman's kind of like, is it me? And I'm starting to notice I do exactly what you just said. That's why I lit up when you started saying that, because I'm sitting there in my brain like, what if I don't last long enough? What if I'm not really sad? Like, whatever, sexual shit, whatever. And I'm like, I create these problems that ends up making me not perform well because I'm destroying myself up here before anything happens.
Yeah.
I'm completely tearing myself apart. And beyond the sexual, I just have noticed that, is a big place that I have it. But also just in the rest of my life, I've noticed I have that for sure.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now.
Catastrophizing?
Because I do the same exact things that you were saying. First time coming to your house, the same thing. Because I'm like, I don't want to give out too much, but I'm like, we're in a park, all these things.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking about big thing, conversations with people. I'm like, what if they bring up something that I can't talk about? Like there's a neighbor who has loved talking to me since I've lived there. He comes up to the fence and talks to me all the time. And we'll get to talking and shit. And then he'll say something. And I'll be like, I don't know shit about that. Oh, fuck. Yeah. And then I get this real bad anxiety and I'm like, oh shit, now I'm here because I've already been plotting.
It's the social part of it.
Yeah.
See, that's the one that we don't have. But I never freak out about like the conversation or whatever to talk.
I do that on podcasts, by the way, too.
Yeah, you told us that.
Yeah,
you told us that. The tool that they say to use for that's the best is called the If I Will tool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically it sounds bad, but it's a negative visualization. It basically says, if X happens, I will, and then you fill in blank. But it always has to be a positive thing on the if I will. So if I say, hey, if I show up and I had the date wrong, today we were planning on going to church, right? I drove all the way to church and they were shut down for the July 4th weekend. So I drove all the way out there, got my mom, Lizzie, sister, all of them to come to church with me. And that was my fault, right? So in that situation, right, I would say if I got the wrong date, I will, and what's my response, right? And the response doesn't ever need to be catering to other people. It needs to be what would make you feel better, right? So you say, it could cater to people, but that shouldn't be the main goal. You know what I mean? It should be what would make me feel less anxious about it. And I have a plan, right? So if somebody starts talking their mouth and touches up on my girl, right? I will address the situation and get all the facts before I do anything crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I shouldn't have anxiety about something that hasn't happened yet. And if it does, I have a plan.
Right.
You know, if X happens, I will.
Because that's
this.
where the anxiety is born at, basically.
Yeah.
It's
the unknown of, you know, what do I do?
You're anxious of what's going to come.
If you get to the root of it, I'm not anxious about going to the casino. I'm anxious about somebody messing with my girl and I've had to step in, and then what if I go to jail and, you know, like all this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you take that down to the root, if someone disrespects...
Knowing how you're going to approach it. That's the gist of it. Is putting in your brain, how will I adjust it? So you kind of have to play out scenarios in your head of, okay, what is it that's causing me anxiety? It's the fear of, say, whatever.
Yeah.
This is how I'll address it. And that's what eases you, is because
Yeah.
now you've already thought it through. So if it does happen, you're not as anxious.
You're not like, oh, fuck, I knew this was going to happen.
Yeah,
And then you're, you know what I mean?
Okay.
You're
Yeah.
freaking out. You say, I have a plan. I know which way I'm going to go that would make me feel less anxious.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So in that scenario, what do I hope happens the best? If somebody messes with your girls, my girls, whatever, right? If that happens, I don't want to get into a fight. So I'm going to say, I will address it in the most, you know, detective way possible to see what happened, get both sides of the story if possible, you know, and then I can adjust my situation from there. Cool. I shouldn't be anxious if something happens because I know I'm going to go into it with a clear head. It's that kind of idea. That's extreme, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
No, I get that though.
It's, but the moment that the biggest part about this whole thing is you have to get really good at catching when you're anxious.
And
So
maybe what's causing it? Do you kind of have to? I guess you kind of got to know that part too.
you can break it down, but there's also like the if I will is if when you catch it before you're there, right? The other techniques that they say do is like the color thing that I told you, or breathing it out, doing breathing exercises, or even like a disassociative where like you can, all right, I know I need to step away. I'm going to take 90 seconds for me. That's my timeline. If I feel a anger come up, I have a tool to fix that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I know I'm going to walk away before I say anything, do anything. You know what I mean? And that's just, it's about catching it though.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Okay.
that's what that app is about, is like, not only does it take you through the courses, but it has a log. So like it'll be like there's a widget on there where like on the front of my phone, where if I'm like, oh, I'm feeling something, I press it and it tells you immediately. It has like these squares and it goes, what are you feeling? Like, and it'd be like, do you feel anger? Do you feel sadness? Do you feel anxiety? Do you feel all this stuff? And then when you press that, it opens it up. Okay, you're feeling anger. Are you feeling jealousy? Are you feeling hatred? Are you feeling, you know, all this different stuff? So you really break it down into, well, that's why I feel that way. And then it goes, hey, try this. This is probably why you feel that way. You know what I mean? Like you're I don't want to use jealousy, but like you're feeling this anger because of this, you know what I mean? And it logs it and it goes, all right, do this exercise. And you go, okay, cool. So the next time that I feel that same emotion, I know how to deal with it. Yeah. I know how to deal with it. But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You and these apps, bro. And that would have been a perfect fucking, bro. Sponsor us, bro. Dude, the way
it's called The Head, by the way.
We could have, dude, that was a clip right there that they could take and fucking run with. So hit us up ahead.
Yeah.
Come on now. Come on. We'd be giving these free fucking shout outs, man.
Well, DMCA strike. Don't take that shit if you don't.
Dude, I have to piss
Contact
so
us, right?
bad, boys. I've been dancing this whole time he's been talking to me. But when you look me in the eyes, I gotta stay and like listen, bro.
This fucking guy. I love Holland, man. It's so funny. He's got
It's funny, man.
Holly. We gotta find something. Canonisms or something. He has these realizations that are just so good, so good, dude. But what's the bacon? You just like bacon?
Dude, I have no idea, to be honest. I was working, I had this shirt for so long. I was working at J. Crew Factory, and this shirt came in. And I was like, I fucks with bacon.
I fuck with bacon. I mean,
Yeah,
I like it. I like the font. It's unique. It's like,
yeah. It's like all broken up and whatnot.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, when like stupid white girls get Chinese tattoos on them and it's like soy sauce or something.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
That's like a Japanese shirt that they don't know what that means, but it's like oh, bacon, like, you know.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. You know, like, they don't really know what it means.
There was actually a family that came in, and they were looking for like all the different sizes in the shirt because their last name was Bacon.
Dope.
Yeah, and
Was it Kevin Bacon?
I had just bought like a medium or a large, whatever.
Sorry,
this is.
sold out.
Yeah, sorry, we're sold out of that size.
Knowing it's in your car.
It's tumbling in my wash machine right now.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
Real quick thing I was thinking about too, referring back to the episode with Slive.
Okay.
Real quick thing I was thinking back to. You know how much anxiety I had when Slive addressed you and was like, fuck what he talking about, boom, 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 boom. And then you started getting mad. Dude, I got overwhelmed because that was one of those situations where I was like, I don't know how to deal with this. Because I had somebody that is, you know, with the music side of things that I know, and then I know you through this, and it was like, oh, fuck. And I kind of do this laughing there. I was just kind of, it's just funny. The whole time he's over there mad as fuck. Slive is over here like legitimately shut the fuck up. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
And I'm over here like,
See, I didn't handle that well.
I don't like the way that Slive is talking to Rogers.
Yeah.
But I don't want to piss off Slive because I still, in that point in time, I'm like, I don't dislike the guy. And, you know, I'm just like, fuck, just laugh and just kind of get through it. And I do that, bro. I do that a lot whenever I'm in a situation. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I just laugh. In fact, you know how many times somebody has said something to me? It'll be a question. It'll be something that's not funny or something like that. And I'm just like, and then it does that awkward silence. Just like, oh, you asked, what'd you say? I was just laughing because I didn't know what the fuck to do, bro. I got anxious and it's kind of a comforting,
you
response.
noticed exactly what I was talking about, where it's like, whenever he told me that, I was like, immediately, it shows weakness whenever I have that defense like that, right? Whenever I was like, who the fuck is you? Like, this is my podcast, you know, all that stuff. I went directly
But what would have been the better way to respond to that? Because honestly, when I look back at it, I wish that I stuck up more for you because looking back at the situation, I didn't like the way Slive approached it. We've talked about this, but kind of, you know, touching back on it, I didn't like the way that he approached it. And I feel like in the instance, if I was in your shoes, I would have handled it the same way, if not worse. So what would have been the better way to?
Well, you know, and like,
I mean, just catering to him.
last night when I was angry, you know what I mean? And that was like, it really boiled up. And I was like, all right, I need to do something to stop it. Right. So I did what I did, you know, but I feel like that's a better approach than
lashing out.
You can have two kind of philosophies on it. You can have like both, I think, like, it depends on what kind of man you are, and there's no right or wrong answer. But like, for me, I want to be the guy where like, you can't touch me. No matter what you say to me,
you don't want somebody to get you out of character. You don't want somebody to be able to,
because to me, that shows weakness to me.
Because you're under my skin, and now I'm lashing out because I let you affect.
I gave you too much power to be able to control my emotions right now. Right, and that means I don't have the emotional control to even handle myself.
Yeah.
So to me, I see that as weakness whenever people lash out like that. But other people see it as, you're not standing up for yourself. You're not being a man. It's not because I'm scared of them. I wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's because I want to be able to be completely 100% in control of myself. And
you felt like you weren't in control.
No, I wasn't. Because immediately my clapback was, you know, I'm trying to stab him. You know what I mean? Like,
you said something about his name. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, who the fuck is you type of, you know, thing like that. That's weakness to me. And that's what I want to get past, is like, you know, I don't have those emotional outbursts, and it's not the emotional outbursts of what's, like you said, like you were like, oh, I feel like that was tame. To me, it wasn't. to me, that's like,
Right.
I shouldn't have said anything. You know what I mean? Let him look like an idiot because everyone at the table thought he looked like an asshole
Yeah.
by saying it.
Yeah.
I look weak now because
you played
I'm
into it.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
baited me. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, dude, because that's probably one of my biggest weaknesses is control over my emotions. I let people get, and as a kid, I got into a lot of fights before high school, before I started smoking weed and chilling out. Before I started smoking weed and shit, I was, people would say something about my mom. And I'm just instantly like, fuck it, we're fucking brawling to the death if nobody puts us apart, bro. Like, I was instantly wanting to rip somebody's fucking head off, bro.
Fucking broken leg, walk home.
Hey, I'm so glad you remember that, bro. I love when people do that shit,
I'll never
dude.
forget
Just shows me that you actually listen to me. That's a respect thing, bro.
That's sort of
God damn. Caught me off guard with that one. Yeah, bro. Yeah, and it still happens to this day, just a little bit less, but yeah, and it's same kind of circling back to the whole girlfriend thing with, like I told you, Michaela's kind of, she'll step up and she'll talk, and I don't have control of my emotions, and I'm instantly like, well, fuck you, somebody's talking to you, fuck you, you're fat, fuck you, you know what I'm saying? I start going to fuck you, bitch, boom,
Right.
all that. Not to my girlfriend, okay? Do not say that to her. Okay?
Because she stands up for herself. He would if she didn't.
I can't prove that wrong. I don't know. It's not the scenario, so I can't prove it wrong. But yeah, bro. Yeah. I'm not very good at controlling my emotions. That's why I'm glad that he said that to you rather than me. Because I probably would have embarrassed myself. That probably would have been like our first episode where we just had to cut this off.
Well, and like that having the idea of like what am I gonna do in that scenario, is important. Being prepared. You're a prepared guy. You know what I mean? Like, but there's also everybody, like, even the other night they were talking. Remember, they were showing each other their reach.
Oh yeah.
So we were at this party in Minecraft, and and there was a few drinks.
Love this guy.
And they were like, yeah, I could get you, and they were like, but one person was like to another person, kind of pushing them on the chin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, I could very easily get dragged into this. What am I going to do if they do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was thinking about that in that moment, and they were, I was like, what am I going to do? I was like, because that's not about to happen to me. Like, I'm not going to do that.
You're not going to do that.
Yeah, you're going to push me like that, bro. So I was like,
no. See, I would have got you that. So you saw that?
Yeah, so, yeah. I like, nah.
I got you.
Yeah, that can escalate very quickly. So I was like, I'm literally going to leave. Like, I was like, I am stepping away so that does not happen. But if it does, what am I going to do? You know what I mean? But a conversation came up right after that happened. They were like, oh, well, it doesn't even matter how long the reach is. Like, you come up trying to fight me, it's game over. I don't know you like that. It's game over. I'm pulling it out. I'm in you. And I'm like,
who said that? Who said that? I'll bleep it out. Who said that?
Yeah.
Who said that? I can imagine.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Yeah.
I'll bleep it out.
It starts with a ends with a. So yeah.
He said that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought
You thought the other one said that?
I thought the other one of us said that.
Yeah. So.
Oh.
And I was, and that's a fair point.
Drinks. Sometimes you just shouldn't drink.
But that's. I was sober. That's the state we live in, I don't think it's being prepared is not pulling out a gun anytime that you're threatened. Right? Like, to me, that is the ultimate, like, you are taking it as far as it can go upwards. That is non-emotional control.
I want to let you know real quick, that's one of my biggest concerns or biggest causes of anxiety is, especially since moving here, is I think about stuff like that. Like, I think about, I can handle myself and I'm fine with fighting somebody, but out here I have so much anxiety when it comes to a confrontation out in public.
Yeah.
With anybody, because we have had cases in this city where you win a fight, but you lose your life because egos are fragile and somebody takes it to that ultimate level. I have a lot of, that's why I'm not as confrontational, or if you guys met me when I was a kid, you would think that I'd be even more confrontational than I am now. Y'all really haven't even seen me be that confrontational.
Not really, no.
But it's because there's underlying things where it's like, that to the extreme, but also just, you know, losing friendships and things like that. I think about those things and it causes anxiety.
And that anxiety is good though, because that's self-preservation and that's also maturity. So like being able to say like, oh,
it's not worth it.
I'm not going to get into fights for no reason because X can happen.
What can happen?
Right.
It has to be reasonable enough for me to be okay with said outcome to the highest degree before I do it.
Your goal for anxiety should not be to get rid of it because it's impossible. You will never ever be able to just get rid of it. It's just the way
Dealing
that
with
you
it.
handle it, right?
Right.
But anxiety can be really, really, really good because of that exact scenario where it makes you think about the things that so you can prepare. In that scenario, hey, somebody says some shit to me and I find it offensive. I have to, what can I do to develop or to suppress my ego down enough to where I'm not going to react in a physical way because this could lead to that. You know what I mean? So that's a really good thing, you know. But also being like, I'm not going out anywhere because there's a possibility of somebody, you know, pulling something on me. That's where it becomes a negative part of it. I'm driving, thank you. So yeah, it's all about the balance, bro. It's all about the balance. But, you know, I think, you know, I'm proud of you for doing the things that you're doing, man. You're obviously, you know, your relationship is an important part of your life, especially right now.
Yeah.
You know, you have the foresight and the maturity level and the everything to. I'm not trying to talk to you like a kid. I'm just saying.
No.
I'm proud of you. Is what I'm saying.
Dude. I was just about to say. I mean, I love. Again, I tell you all the time. I love talking to you because you're also somebody that helps me notice things in my life that I'm just like, you know, I may not pay as much attention to or whatever, you know. Talking with your buds is kind of like, you know, it's a really good thing for us gentlemen, man.
Yeah.
You know,
It is, man.
Just like today, I've learned a lot of things that I'm gonna take home, you know, with my relationship, with my friends and everything, with the recent stuff that has happened.
Yeah.
Even with that.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
All of that jazz, man. So.
And you know, it is. I'm not a huge believer into doing what serves you. You know, you have to do things that serve you, but you got to take care of yourself in certain instances too, and you got to kind of evaluate things like, is this even worth me keeping this around, or this, you know, having this relationship or something like that. You know what I mean? It, you know, hearkening back to what we talked about previously, you know, it is all about like having a goal for how do I want to be on a just a normal day-to-day basis, and then putting parts of your life or changing those parts of your life. Like, I'm going to eliminate this and add this in there, you know, because the truth is, man, we're in a society now where I feel like personally, and the reason I want to address a lot of the anxiety parts and other parts of myself that not just anxiety is I feel like I don't have the bandwidth to deal with things all the time. And like, you know, I'm trying to eliminate some of the stresses where I'm like, I can just be a baseline good place.
As good as you can be.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And you know, if you know, we live in a society. We live in such a society where things are moving so quick, man, that it's like, I get stressed out so easily.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't want that, you know, for my baseline is being
stressed out all the time.
You know,
the older I get, man, the more I realize what my parents were talking about, man. You get older, you get bills, you get relationships play into all of this, friendships and romantic relationships.
Right.
Fucking holidays come around, all this shit, boom, 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 boom. So much shit going on. You got your house that you live in. fucking dogs. You got all this shit. It's like, yeah,
So
bro.
you guys, not to speak on it, and this is, I want to bring up one last topic before we try to wrap this thing
Okay.
up. But
Yeah.
a big thing that, so I've had a lot of friends that have moved away here recently, like a lot.
Yeah.
You know, in close ones that I see daily, you know what I mean, have moved away and they're going to do better things, and I'm so happy for them. But that's been taking a toll on my relationship because, you know, Lizzie is the type that she doesn't want to stay in one place too long, you know. But I know what I'm doing and what I'm building and what I'm trying to do with my life, you know what I mean? And that requires a little bit more time. You know what I mean? I'm not ready to go and move somewhere without going better, right? So like I'm not going to, or at least laterally, you know, move. I mean, how many people do we know? I mean, living here, how many people have left and then come back,
right back.
a year, 2, 3 years later because they're not prepared?
Yeah.
They left because they wanted to leave, and that was the only preparation that they had was that
spur of the moment.
that emotional roller coaster of I'm out of here. You know what I mean?
Go to a better city.
And they come back worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In a worse position. So that conversation has been happening a lot at my house where not only like I'm trying to tiptoe around a few of these things here.
I got you.
But she wants to move to a beautiful place, you know, and I'm all about it. I'm all about moving someplace that's, you know, maybe has a little bit more opportunity, a little bit, you know, a little bit bigger, or, you know, whatever, beautiful, whatever. The big thing is kind of what I said is like, you know, there's a lot of advantages to where we are here, you know,
Absolutely.
not only the connections, but, you know, that I've developed and fostered and, you know, the trajectory that I'm going on right now is I'm pretty happy with it. I'm proud of where I'm at right now in my career, and it's starting over, moving to another place. That's okay. I'm fine with that. The biggest thing is having the things in place whenever you go to that, to where, okay, we're taking on a higher cost of living. We're taking on a thing. And I was explaining to her, you know, because here's where it gets real big. She's not sure if she wants to, when we move, stay in the country. Yeah. Which is
That's a big one.
Huge thing, right?
I ain't never lived nowhere but USA, baby.
Yeah. And
also, happy birthday to the USA, baby. Woo!
Yeah, woo.
Yeah.
Woo. So yeah, that was like a conversation that I was like, okay, this is, you know, something that I gotta address. And she came out and was like, I totally understand what she did. And this is what I said. I was like, we live a lifestyle where we are comfortable. We're not worried about the groceries that we have. We're not worried about having to go to the store. We budget, yes. You know what I mean? We are very mindful about what we spend and not spending too much. We splurge on the things that we can afford, and, you know, that's that. But then we also cut ourselves off on a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, hey, is this, you know, $600 rug that would look fucking awesome inside here worth it? No, it's not. You know what I mean? That's not something that we need to be focusing on right now.
Yeah.
A big part of my anxiety with like finances, like I doesn't matter how much money I have in the bank at all, I'm always gonna be freaked out about finances, right? I'm scared something's gonna happen that's gonna just ruin everything.
Tell me about it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A big way that I handle that is like, okay, how much money do I have access to? And that means saving. That means, you know, being very frugal and conscious about what I do and the moves that I make. You know what I mean? Because just because you can afford something doesn't mean you should do something.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's kind of the same way with the moving aspect right now. Could we do it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
We could do it, you know? But I told her, I was like, you understand that going and living in a place where we see mountains every day on our drive home is going to affect a lot of other things. And I think what she's realizing now, because I said the same thing about a wedding.
Yeah.
You know, I told her, I said, I am not a guy who gives two shits about having a wedding. And I've said that from the very beginning. I'm like, if we have I would prefer not to have a wedding. It's stressful as fuck.
It's for her happiness.
Yep. And she's like, and I said, you understand that if we're putting this money into a wedding, because I'm not going to finance it, I'm not going to owe any kind of debt on doing a party. I won't do it. Here's your budget, but understand that that is going to be coming out of somewhere else. And I don't know what that is right now. But something's going to come up that you want to do, and because we did the wedding, it's going to slow the other thing down.
It takes a little sacrifice.
And right now it's the moving part. You know what I mean? And I'm like, you know, with my job and everything, and I'm acting like this is a therapy session. I'm sorry, but
You're good.
it's like
get it out, baby. Talk to me.
The moving away part. There's so many other moving, elements that are a part of that. That it's like, hey, remember when I told you we're having this wedding? It's gonna slow down things. That's 20 grand that could have gone into that's a big chunk of change that we've been putting towards this versus, and she was like, yeah. And I said, also, you think, we do whatever we want right now within reason. I was like, that changes completely when our house note triples. It's just how it's going to be. And I'm not going to go from owning a home and doing, having a great equity position to going back to renting.
Apartment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to do it. When we go, it's going to be a $500,000 house that I'm looking for.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's going to have a note that comes with that.
Yep.
I was like, so that's going to limit even more things. Guess what? You enjoy driving a Mercedes. That's going to change.
Yeah, that's going to change.
You know what I mean? You have to move these things. What's most important to you, And then after I broke that down to her, I was like, we live in the best time ever to be alive. We have more access to things that kings and queens of previous that had the less than 1% had, like fucking AC and we live in the best time in history ever to be alive, right? In the best place ever to be alive, right? We live in America. The opportunities, sure, there's a lot going on with it. I'm not going to get political on that. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. It's not perfect at all.
Right.
Neither is anywhere else.
Neither is anywhere else. Exactly. And that's what I told her too. I was like, you're going to be stressed out about the same things that you're stressed out with, or something even worse.
It's just going to get replaced.
Yeah. If we go somewhere else, you know what I mean? And I'm like, so this is where I love her to death. She goes, you're absolutely right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm putting that extra stress on you. And then we talked about it. This is the reason. This is, I'm seeing all my friends move. I thought I would be leaving. This was not a part of my plan when I first came here. I didn't think I'd meet a guy, get married at all. You know what I mean? All this stuff, I can totally relate to where she's coming from.
Yeah.
But that's the two different brains that we were talking about.
Yeah.
It's like, sometimes I'm not going to allow, and I even told her, I said, if you feel like you need to go outside the country, I'm not going to hold you back. I'm not going to hold you back.
Spread your wings.
You know what I mean? Do what you need to do as a person. I was like,
but you got to do what you got to do.
But I got to do what I do because, dude, and I told her, I was like, the way that we save, the way that we're frugal about things, the way that we're doing it, it's because there's a certain lifestyle that I want 30 years from now. That's the reason I do it. You know what I mean? Because I go, that's not that important to me right now. Y'all are gonna make fun of me, bro. There's this app. Called Buy. So it's BYBUY, I believe. I'll take a look at it. Dude, it's $3 and you download it. And you put in the time that you want to retire. Okay. So for me, it's like, I want to be in my late 50s, right? I think that's a good time to retire, still have enough energy to do stuff and whatever.
Yeah.
But you put in how much of the purchase that you're making now versus if you were to invest it right now. So there's this watch I'm looking at that I love. That's $700. I put it in there. How much is, how much that $700 today by the time I retire?
Cost you over time? How much?
$36,000.
Come on.
$36,000.
I better start.
So
investing.
you have to look at it and go, you know, what do I do? You know, is that watch in the grand scheme of things? Am I going to own that in 30 years?
Is that on-
is it going to be worth $36,000?
Yeah.
Is that on a 7% annual return type of investment?
That's on the average SPY return, which
Which
is
is 7%, right?
Mhm.
Average.
Yep. That's if you put it in the least risky stock
Yeah,
possibly.
yeah.
That's not even if you know.
Go on a big risk, big reward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sorry.
So that's like the minimum.
Sorry. You play Toasties?
Yeah, you get.
All right.
That's the
You
minimum.
can join. Shit.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, it's kind of one of those things, man, where it's like, you know,
I'm getting that one. That last
Yeah,
type you just
bye-bye.
said, I'm getting
Yeah,
that one.
yeah.
It's
I'm getting that
great,
one now.
dude.
I definitely get that.
Because I've definitely been holding off on my investments and more so accruing debt
Sick.
rather than accruing generational wealth. So that one I'm taking with me. So I need you to.
I'll send it to you.
Send
Yeah,
that to
do
me.
that.
You know what?
Right after we stop.
Yeah,
What-
right
Don't let me
after
forget.
this.
what hurts worse, bro, is like, you know, I feel like I'm behind. I really do, because
You want to
there's
see my taxes?
there. Well, I feel like I'm behind because there was like, I just recently, like this past year, started investing pretty heavily. You know what I mean? And this is the best. You're from, obviously you have to be above 18 to even start investing,
Mhm.
but you know, not counting people who have investment accounts for, you know,
Through their parents or.
you know,
Yeah.
if you're lucky.
Or-
But your 20s is the best 10 years of compound growth that you can possibly get, because that first 10 years, getting to your first 100,000
It's the
and in
hardest.
your investment is the hardest, but you have to work like, you gotta, like, if you don't have $100,000 in investments, you got to do everything you can to get to $100,000, because after that, that's when that compound just starts going crazy. So like, if you invest, don't quote finance bros out there, don't quote me on this, but it's something like, if you invest $15,000 or $18,000 when you're 21 and you never touch it again, right? You never put anything more in there. You just let it run until you're 60. It's like $1.6 million that you'll have by the time you're 60. Like, that's not touching it. That's not adding to it. That's not doing
Taking
anything.
away from it, none of that. Yeah.
Right. And that's because that compound for that first 10 years, sure, 18,000 compounded on that set, you know,
Slow it first.
call it 10%. It's going to be 20,000 that first year, or 19,000 that first year. And then it's going to be, you know, 22. All right. 26. Okay. You know, and then, but by the time you enter your 30s, that's at $100,000. And then it's like,
7% on 100,000, $7,000 right there.
yeah. So, and that's for,
That's without adding to it.
that's for
Right.
another 40 years or 30 years. So,
7%, and the more that the 7% adds, the higher the 7% is on the next year because you have
Exactly.
more
because it's compounding
compound
inside of it.
interest. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. So
God,
it's,
I gotta get on my investments, bro. I won $10,000 from AMC trade, and I just ain't touched that shit since. God damn
Yeah.
it!
it is. Yeah. I mean, but no, man, it's like, you know, I mean, you think about it and you're like, you know, if I put 10 million in, if you have 10 million just sitting there, right? It's literally getting paid $170,000 a year
Mm-hmm.
with doing nothing.
Yeah,
Doing nothing. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's you know, it, you know, and
you got me
the
thinking now.
the sad part is like, to live like the American dream, they broke it down, and it's like, to live the American dream is really to have, you need like $3.8 million, right? That's to have
Nice car,
a nice
house,
car, nice house,
kids,
yeah,
college,
not
fund.
have to worry about anything, yeah, and that's like upper middle class, right? You know, and the
rich as fuck to me. Shit.
have you ever heard of Graham Stephan?
Yes, I
Yeah.
love Graham. Yeah,
So he's great,
I
right?
haven't watched him as much lately, but yeah.
He was talking about the different.
Dude's a fucking gem, bro. Seems like a very sweet guy.
Yeah, he does, man. I'd love to have a beer with him.
Facts.
Um,
if he even drinks beer.
Probably not. Yeah.
I'll
I'd
drink
love
a
to
beer.
have-
I'll drink a beer while he has a sparkling water.
I'd love to have a boss with him, you know? A little strong boss water.
Yeah.
But he was talking about the different levels of getting to it. I'm getting off on a tangent here, but it's very interesting. He was like, your first 10,000 saved is where you can actually take a breath, right? Like saved, like access to money and stuff.
Because that's your quick emergency fund. I guess.
Yeah, like you could, there's if minor things happen, you can take care of it.
Fine. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it allows you to breathe a little bit. And then he talks about the first $100,000, you can pretty much be sheltered from any big event that would happen, dealing with a house, dealing with a car, dealing with you're actually secure with $100,000.
Right.
With $1 million, you're still worried about market. You're still worried about market, but the day-to-day stuff doesn't really bother you anymore.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
But really until you get to $5 million, that's when you go, okay, I have enough insulation where if the market crashes, I can buy the dip. It's not going to ruin me. With $1 million, you still, if the market crashes, you still lose a majority of what you're worth.
Can I ask you one thing? And let's get out of here after this. Let me ask you one thing real quick. I'm sorry. Did you have more to say on that?
No, that's it. That's it.
I want to ask you something about that because it's one of my biggest fears is the market crash.
Mm-hmm.
If I invest a lump sum of money into the S&P 500
mm-hmm.
and the market crashes, now from what I've heard from rich people don't sell. From what I've heard,
mm-hmm.
they don't sell. I mean, okay, if you get the insight and you know it's going to crash, maybe, but from what I've heard, you don't sell. They just buy the dip, like you said.
Yeah.
That's all that happens. You don't just lose all your money when the market crashes. I don't know how that genuinely works. You don't have to completely explain it to me, but if you have the answer for me, I'm asking you right now. If I put a bunch of money into the stock market, do I need to be worried about a crash? Or do I just need to know if it crashes, I just buy more and I just stick it?
So
what would your input be on that? This is not financial advice.
Not financial advice.
I'm asking for Cam Rogers' opinion.
So we have 100 years of data on the stock market,
Mm-hmm.
right? So in that 100 years, it's always come back. It's always come back and it's come back stronger, right? We've found a way for the economy to boost back, and even through the worst times, the Great Depressions,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's always a bounce back. So keeping it invested is scared selling is the worst thing you can do, right? If you go, oh fuck, and you sell off everything,
Mm-hmm.
that's the worst thing you can do, and you genuinely lose that money. When your money is still invested, and unless that company just folds, which the problem is in like Great Depressions, a lot of companies fold. So some of the stuff that you've invested in probably would fold with that too.
It's burnt. Like
So
it never.
that money's gone, right? But that's why they say like the blue chip stuff, the too big to fail companies, the Apples of the world, the Microsofts, the things like that, they could still fail, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's less likelihood of them because of the capital that they have and the
Right.
different investments in that umbrella corporation,
Okay.
right? So to answer your question, unless you have the capital for strictly investing, buying the dip does not make sense. People like us who, it's about survival during that time because you're going to be facing job market issues. You're going to be facing prices of goods going up. Investment is not what needs to be on your mind when it dips.
Definitely not.
But don't take out anything
What you
that
already have.
What you have
Okay.
in there. Yes. So the biggest thing for us to wrap it up on a pretty bow, you need to, not financial advice, you need to have a emergency fund to where if that happens, you can outpace it, where you can go, oh, I have a year. I can survive without a job for 1 year.
I have enough to get me through this depression that we're going through
Right.
and make it to the sunny.
That's all you got to do.
Days, yeah.
That's all you got to do is have enough money put aside to where, because when you have things that happen like that, everything crashes.
Yeah.
It's, the job market, the housing market, you have no assets anymore.
That was kind of why I asked, is because I was like, is it better? Because if it crashes, is it better to have really all your money in a savings account or still in that stock market? That's kind of where I was like,
we have protections now, unlike the original Great Depression, where they had a bank run and they just go, oh, you can't even get your money.
Mhm.
That's a whole different issue. But we unless you have all your money in like a really shady bank, like a crypto market or something like that,
Yeah.
don't have your money tied up in that, because there's not any kind of protections where if there's a bank run. But we call it black swan events.
Right.
If a black swan event happens, it doesn't matter how much money you got. You could have hundreds of millions of dollars and it may not mean anything. So it's all about survival at that point. But depressions and Great Depressions are different. You're just trying to the whole money system still exists.
Yeah.
It's just you're trying to survive through it. You know what I mean?
okay.
So
Cool.
that's what, prepare now for, I hope nothing like that happens here soon, knock on wood,
Yeah,
who knows, but you just need to be prepared to be able to outpace
Outpace it.
it. That's it.
All right, let's get out of here, boys. We're dragging
Yeah.
this on. That was great, though.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Cam.
Absolutely,
So much.
guys. Do you have anything to comment on?
No. Oh, you hit it.
Sweet. Well, thank you guys for so much for listening to our bullshit. We really
This was a good
appreciate you
episode.
guys.
This was a good episode.
Yeah,
Good
I
episode.
hope you enjoyed listening. I lost that last hand, by the way, so
We never played it out. I had
You
a
had
10
what I
and a
needed.
4. Yeah,
Oh,
7 and
yeah.
a 4. Also, I got 4s like every fucking hand I had, except for that the pocket 10s. I got a 4. I don't know what the fuck is up with me and 4s today, but you want to play a hand off camera
Yeah,
while we wait
Sure.
on our shit to upload? Because
We
I
can.
do. All right.
thank you so much for joining us. This has been the On Game Show. If you guys have any suggestions on what you want us to play or topics you want us to hit, please let us know. We're open books. You can just comment down below. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We want to see your pretty face back around here.
Please.
And I'm
You're
sure-
beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. So hit that bell notification, lets you know anytime we drop it. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. Tune in. We'll see you next week. Be a good one. You know what that feels like. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.